My name is John N. Miller. I was in the Army. I served during D-Day. My grandmother wanted me to go in the Navy. My grandfather was in the Navy. But since I'm not a swimmer, I decided I would take the Army. And I was recruited, of course. And I went in the Army. I was inducted in Richmond, Virginia, but on the campus of Union University back in Virginia. From there, I went to Fort Meade here in a nearby area. From there, I shipped out to Camp Miles Standish in Taunton, Massachusetts. I was stationed in Boston, Massachusetts also because I was in a service unit known as the 502nd Port Battalion. Our mission was to unload ships. When I went over to Europe, incidentally, I went over on the Queen Mary, which had been commissioned as a troop carrier, and it was a fast ship, so we didn't travel in a convoy. We went alone. After arriving in Scotland, we stayed in Scotland for a while, and I moved down to Wales, Cardiff, Wales, where we shipped out for the invasion. I arrived at Omaha Beach June 5th, just a little after daybreak. Didn't go ashore, but I had a ringside view of all the goings-on, war activity on the beach. And the reason I didn't go on the beach at first is because our mission was to unload ships, unload ammunition and gasoline and stuff like that. So after maybe about 3 or 4 days out there, then I went ashore. And I went up that hill that the lady was talking about, and she was wondering how I got up that hill. Well, they cut a path for us to go up the hill. And of course, I stayed in France for about several months. While in France, I had an opportunity to volunteer for combat. So I did. This is during the Battle of the Bulge when the Germans were really giving us a hard time. I volunteered and I was sent in the northern part of France to train to be a fighter. After that training, I came back to where it started, and I joined up with the 56th Armored Infantry Battalion. There I saw combat, lots of combat. After the war was over in Europe, I went to school in England, went to American University School in Birmingham, England. Got out of the Army in France, took a job with the American Graves Registration Command. We were in charge of the military cemeteries. And I lived in Paris for about a year. Then I came back to this country, went back to college, and I came to Washington to go to Howard. Got married, got a job. My wife passed, I sold a house. So I spoke to a few people and I ended up here, the center, which has been a very nice place. I just think it's great. Yeah, I think all the services are here. The personnel here are exceedingly great and very nice and courteous. The center is a very good place. And it's almost like back where I started. My wife was from Anacostia. I lived in Parklands, which was just a few blocks from here. Got married over here. My mother-in-law was the principal of a school over here. My wife's grandfather was a principal of a school over here in Anacostia. I belong to the Anacostia Elks. So I'm pretty familiar with the territory. And like I said, it's been a nice ride being here.